Creating a custom candle using MoldStar 15 Slow and Chavant Sculptex Soft Clay. I'll start by using my rolling pin to flatten my Sculptex Soft, sulfur-free, oil-based clay by Chavant. Using a razor knife, I cut the clay to size to fit around my cardboard tubing. I wrap the clay around my cardboard tube and blend the seam using my finger. Once I have the clay wrapped around the tube, I flatten out some more clay to use as the base of my model. I trim away any excess clay and use my fingers to smooth the base. A plastic heart stamp I purchased online is used to punch out heart shapes in my excess piece of clay. I made a total of 5. I now attach my heart pieces to the model using light pressure. A silicone sculpting tool is used to blend and feather the edges of the clay. I now use another plastic stamp with phrases to press into the clay to leave an imprint in the hearts. Here you can see the up-close detail. Creating the mold using MoldStar 15 Slow. First, I place the model upside down on a piece of melamine board. Then I take additional clay and roll it out with my hand. I am going to use the clay to create a clean seam and tack the clay model to the baseboard. I use the edge of a tongue depressor to smooth out and feather the edges. Once this is done, I'll use some hot melt glue to adhere a deli cup that I cut to the melamine board. I will use this as my mold box. All seams are sealed with hot melt glue to prevent liquid silicone from leaking. It's time to mix our silicone. I am using MoldStar 15 Slow Platinum Cure Silicone Rubber for this project. This material has a pot life of 50 minutes and a cure time of 4 hours at room temperature. I make sure to scrape the sides and bottom of my container to ensure a thorough mix. We are looking for a uniform color throughout our mix. Once my material is mixed, I pour from a high point in a thin stream into the lowest point of my mold box and allow the material to rise and seek its level. I leave the material to fully cure for 4 hours at room temperature. Demolding the clay. Once the material has cured, I use isopropyl alcohol to soften the hot melt glue. Using a razor knife, I cut my mold wall and remove the plastic deli cup. I first remove the center cardboard core before removing my clay. Keep in mind, you run the risk of damaging your original model anytime you mold a clay original. That being said, I remove the clay from the mold. It removes cleanly, and my mold is now ready for casting. The MoldStar 15 Slow has captured perfect detail from my clay original. MoldStar 15 Slow is soft and stretchy, while offering great tear strength, making it an ideal choice for a candle mold. Creating the candle. Candle wax flakes from a kit we purchased at a hobby store are poured into our glass measuring cup. We'll need about 2 cups to fill our mold. Following the instructions that came with the candle kit, the wax is heated to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the wax is melted, candle colorants and fragrances can be added and mixed. A candle wick is positioned in the center of the mold. A wood wick holder is used to stabilize the candle wick in place. The melted wax is poured into our MoldStar 15 slow mold. The wax is allowed to harden back to room temperature for several hours before demolding. Once the candle has solidified, we can remove it from the mold. The wick is trimmed, and here's our finished candle. As you can see, the wax picked up all the detail from our MoldStar 15 slow mold. Our candle is now ready to be used. The MoldStar 15 slow mold can be used over and over to reproduce many candles of different colors and scents. If you have an idea for a video you'd like to see next, please leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this project, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you can be notified when our next video drops. See you in the next video.